Was there a dog in the family or a dog that slept?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Does this dog pass? Oh, okay. Well, she's here with. Were you really close to this dog? Just crazy about this dog? She says this dog is one of your best friends in your like ever. Your
Mhm.
mom has been so sweet. She a really sweet woman. Oh God, she is like an angel incarnate when she was here, wasn't she? And she gave you incredible unconditional love, didn't she? And you had some kind of connection from her after she passed, and that was a very special moment. She said that was the moment when you first knew that she was very much okay, and it just broke your heart open again. But it wasn't necessarily a medium, it was somebody else. But she's saying, like, this is even better because I have a few things to say. Was there a dog in the family or a dog that slept?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Does this dog pass? Oh, okay. Well, she's here with. Were you really close to this dog? Just crazy about this dog? She says this dog is one of your best friends in your like ever. I've got her. We're here. This dog doesn't feel like a really big dog, so I'm not sure. It feels like on the smaller side. Do you understand that
Hmm.
piece? Because I'm feeling like I'm seeing that your mom has this dog in her arms and that this dog was like your cuddle partner. Do you understand? Like all this love. So the unconditional love from your mom and this dog was like, I think one of the most beautiful signs of love that you've had. And so when the dog was gone too, that felt really, really sad. But she says she has her and they're all good. She's also talking about your beard right now. She makes me feel like the beard wasn't always a thing. And so she acknowledges the beard is new. Hey, beard looks nice. You grow a beautiful beard. You're so handsome. She talks about you like, she doesn't say my baby, but she says my boy or like my son. And isn't he handsome? She's talking to me about your heart right now, a little bit of heartbreak, heartache. In the past, this is like romantic thing. It makes me feel like she wasn't here for some of this heartbreak. You felt like betrayed. I just have to say, it feels like there was a female partner in the past who wasn't quite straightforward with you. And your mom says she lied. Do you understand that piece? And
Hmm.
that really, really, she says you were surprised, but you also already knew. So she says like you were only surprised because you didn't want to believe it. And then afterward, you knew that there were, she gives me like two or three different signs, and one of them was right from the beginning. And you're like, this isn't going to end well. But you were crazy about her. You're very attracted to her. It was more about you believing in yourself and believing that you are so attractive to others and that you are such a prize for others. And she makes a big deal. I have to use the words, you are a prize. You have to know you are a prize for others. And you really wanted to believe that with her. When she lied, it made you feel like maybe that's not true. You're on your way to healing, but she says there's still a lot of heartbreak right here. And she says just to be patient. I mean, she says if you only knew how many potential soulmates are there, just like circling around. But I have to look you in the eyes and say right now, but you have to learn to have confidence in yourself. When you start to feel that level of confidence, you won't need to make some of the mistakes that you make on the other side of relationships sometimes. She says you don't have to put anything on or try to be more for somebody than they're willing to be for you. That, she says, is a turnoff for women. So don't do that anymore. It comes from you thinking you're not enough. So you try to do too much and you scare them away, she says. And you're not scary. You're a prize. Don't ever forget that you're a prize. You're my son. It's time for you to have full confidence in yourself. Have as much confidence in yourself as you have kindness for others. Enough kindness for self as you have kindness for others. Enough standing up for yourself. And here's the other thing she says. She says, when you don't stand up for yourself, then you get mad. She says, like, that's the time when it comes out sideways. You know what I'm talking about? She's like,
Hmm.
that's not always even about the situation at hand, although maybe someone did something. But what it's really about is anger at self for a lack of self-respect and confidence. And then you're really mad at yourself because you allowed yourself to be not respected by somebody because you didn't respect yourself. And so that's why she says You're doing the work. Don't think that this isn't an acknowledgement for how far you've already come. Now, there's something about dad here from grandfather. Your grandfather kind of steps forward here. He makes me feel like there's some kind of friction on the paternal side of the family, but I feel like it has to do with dad, and then that has to do with his dad. Do you understand any kind of friction between you and your dad? You're mad at your dad. You feel your dad betrayed your mom. Do you understand that piece?
Mm-hmm.
She has full forgiveness for him.
Hmm.
That's why your mom won't leave right now, because she's a part of what your grandfather's saying. Usually I get this message where I have to say, try to forgive. She's not saying that. She says you're really stubborn. As kind and open-hearted as he is a stubborn, stubborn man. When you are betrayed, that's when the anger comes out. And it's because also dad. So do you understand? She's showing me a pattern that comes from dad and ends up also in relationships. Your journey
Mm-hmm.
to forgiveness with him is your own journey, but what she wants to share with you, and the reason she shares that you're stubborn, is she says you tell him to forgive, and that's not how he's going to do it. You like watching and observing people and seeing the benefits they get, and then you're willing to give it a try. Well, that's what she's doing with you right now. She says the greatest gift that I can give you right now with your own father is to tell you that I have a deep understanding and perspective of him on the other side. And I wish for you to see glimpses of that while you're here, but you'll have to get empathetic and curious about him if you wish. And I'm not going to force you. I'm not here to beg you to do that. You're going to do it at some point when you cross, but life will be better for you if you get just, and she tiptoes around it. She just says, just be curious, because I'm not going to push my stubborn, stubborn son about it. There
Yep.
isn't another good way to do it.
Yep.
Your grandfather makes me feel like he has. Do you understand a reference to alcoholism on that side of the family, your dad's
Mm-hmm.
family? He just
Yep.
brought that up. He said there's just some really tricky coping skills over here. There's also a lot of paternal, stern hardness. Your mom is the opposite of that side of the family. And she moved into that side of herself so much and even abandoned a few other parts of herself because as a mother, she would do absolutely anything it took to balance out what you were getting. She really sacrificed a lot of parts of herself for the people she loves. That's how she was. She said she has no regrets, except that it's really lovely to be where she is now and feel like she gets to be those parts because she's not trying to compensate for a lack of love somewhere else. And it's mostly for you. I'm going to leave you with their love.
Yeah, just thank you. At her funeral, like my cousins spoke about her, and what they said was that whenever she was with them, they felt like they were the only thing that mattered and that she loved them the most. And that's even people at the grocery store, at doing, at
Wow.
the register, or she was just that's how she walk
Wow.
through the world, was in
Wow.
that unconditional love. You picking up on that was like very big, and that just really opened up something in me. And the dog part is, so we got it as a family dog, and then she lived with my mom for a while, but there was a point where she couldn't keep the dog anymore, and so then Molly is her name. She came to me in San Francisco, lived to almost 20 years old. Everyone that got around her was just like opened up. Thank you very much.
Oh my
And
God. I'm
I
honored.
feel very touched and opened, and I don't just cry or be impacted or touched by anything. Like it really, for me, that kind of stubborn part is like, well, I'm not gonna cry just to give you some confirmation. So
Yeah.
yeah, thank you so much.
You are so welcome.